official last video. And here I want to talk about further learning and where you guys can go to continue learning this, because we did generalize, and it's important to do that before you guys go ahead and like start to specialize and learn in depth of different areas of these languages. But it's good that you guys have the foundation now, sort of a general idea, so it should help you learn the rest quite fast. So we're gonna go into where you can learn HTML and CSS, where and why you should learn JavaScript. Then we'll go into how to get into web design, like front end code, which is known as client side, and back end, which is known as server side. Then sort of the rules or stuff you should consider when building a website, and then we can compare a bad site to a good one, and that should help you understand some of the rules or considerations that I describe. So, where you guys can learn HTML and CSS. Okay, so w3schools.com. This is a great place if you started coding and you have like an issue with the code, or you don't know what you need to type in to get something to happen. Is It's a good idea to go and check out that site, because they have tons of examples and how to. So it's a great place to learn from. And if you're trying to figure out how to do something specifically, you can search the problem up, and I'm like 95% sure that whatever problem you have, they have a solution for it. So make sure you check them out. Oh, and by the way, all these links are in the description. Okay, so traversy media. This is it's so great, because like I started off with like his channel, and I'm still learning so much from it, and he has the same approach. Like I have the same approach as he does, which is a practical approach, and not focusing on theory, but getting into the practical, which is how we did this. It's amazing, and he also has courses which you guys should also check out, and it's truly great. I've learned most of my like most everything I've learned has been from him. Most of what I've learned. Now, if you want courses, there are both free courses and there's paid courses at Udemy and Code Academy. I've tried a few of the Udemy ones that were free, and I've had one paid one. They're also really really good, so I recommend you guys check those out as well at Udemy and Code Academy. Let's get into JavaScript. Okay, so let's get over the sources here. This free code camp. This link here, the Clever Programmer. It's a 8-hour course, a free on YouTube 8-hour course on JavaScript, and also DevEd, a good YouTube channel to learn, and W3 Schools again, because they really have a lot. But now, what is JavaScript and why should you learn it? So, well, JavaScript just allows you to add a lot of functions to your site and make it really, really responsive. And it's really important to learn if you want to get into web design in front end coding, because JavaScript it's essential to making your site interactive, and like added you can add really cool animations with it. You're really unlimited using JavaScript. It's not even that complex of a language. It's really simple and really easy to learn. Not as easy as HTML and CSS, but it is quite easy. So I really really recommend you guys learn it. I've I've learned it. I'm still learning it though. It's very um it's like it's very free, as in it doesn't have a lot of like restrictions. There's not much that you can't do with it when it comes to making your sites responsive. So I really recommend you learn JavaScript. And on the side of that, you should also learn jQuery, which is something else you guys can find on YouTube. A full course on jQuery is something else that can make your site responsive. So check out JavaScript and jQuery. So getting into web design, there is front end code. This is client side, and there's back end code, which is server side. So front end code is what we've sort of done um in this project of ours. We have the code and we have what is shown on the screen. That's the front end. Now, if you want to get into this as a profession, or like generally want to get into it, you need to know JavaScript, you need to know HTML, CSS, and you need to know JavaScript. So front end, this is sort of what the client will see, right? You can either give them the document themselves with the code in it and they can see that, or what you could do is, allow them to see the website alone. That's what the client sees, hence it being called client side. Now, backend code, this is like the server side. This is where, all the information processing and data recovering happens all on the server side, and it is um, looking at statistics, back-end code, if you're taking it professionally, has a higher pay than front-end code. But it's more about what you guys enjoy. So if you're gonna go into back-end code, you guys should do some research onto some certain languages you should learn. And if you wanna pursue front-end, take up HTML, CSS, and some more JavaScript should help you out with that. Okay, so the considerations when making a site. Now I do want to talk about my um like the credibility of this. Now you can't get them online, but what I did was, since this is a personal project, I called this CEO of a company, and I talked to the head of his IT department, and this other company I talked to two developers there, and they all mentioned to me these things. Right, so I did research on them, and you guys can too. I'll just explain what a few of them are. So let's start with beautiful typography. This is sort of things to follow when making a site that has what like any text actually. So body text like paragraphs should be between 15 to 25 pixels. A title should be 60 pixels and a header should be 32. If there's only one heading and like there's no title or header, only one heading, it should be 90 pixels. Line spacing should be 120 to 150% of the font size. 45 to 90 characters per line, and use good fonts like sans serif or TNR, Open Sans, Lato. Google Fonts is a great place to get a lot of fonts from. Yeah, so let's go into minimal, modern, or clean and simple designs. And landing page is key. So those two, you guys will see what I mean when we get into the comparison. So I'll leave those for now because I'll explain them in just a few minutes. Navigation, the most important thing. And so how easily someone can navigate through your site is really, really important. If I don't think that anyone really has conversations with people, if someone asks you how likely are you to recommend this site to someone, I don't think you guys really go to people and recommend websites to them. But if you were to have a conversation like that, I don't think you would tell someone to go to a site if you couldn't navigate the page very well. So it's really important that your navigation is clear and straightforward, because if it isn't, then if the viewer can't get from point A to point B, where they are to where they want to be, they're not going to recommend it. So navigation is really important, and if it's really good and easy, assuming someone recommends your site, they will be more likely to do that if the navigation is like really straightforward. Okay, search engine optimization. This is okay. So someone wants to have movers pick up their stuff and go to their new house and set it up for them. Very unlikely, but let's assume they want them to do the setup as well or whatever. And they put that in Google and they want to see the results that come up. The number the number that yours is the number that yours comes on the list of results is the search engine optimization. The higher it is, the more likely you are to attract customers, and the lower it is, the less likely you are. Because even if we look at the actual definition of it, right, this is the process of maximizing the number of visitors to a particular website by ensuring that the site appears high on the list of results returned by a search engine. Right, so like I said, depending on how high it is and low it is, you want yours to be high on the list, obviously. So that's what this really means. Loading time. In today's like world, there's everyone wants everything to be done really fast, and they want it to happen quickly, and no one wants to wait for like the page to load. Like talking from experience here, I've been to many websites and they're taking too long to load, and you'd most likely leave it and go find another one and open that one because loading time is really, really crucial. So you want to make sure your site isn't heavy, like so to speak, and it's very lightweight and it can have a very good loading time. Okay, call to actions. This is um like sign up here or get started or come here. If someone comes to your site and they see what you guys are about and they want to get involved and there's no call to action like start here or sign up or get started, things like that, they don't know where to go. And that's something that's very, very crucial because it depends on that is how likely you are to attract customers, because if they don't know where to go, then they can't be part of whatever you're offering. So call to actions are very important in I want to say like business based sites, right? So make sure you guys have a call to action. Okay, now let's compare a bad site to a good site, and in this I'll explain to you what I meant by clean and simple designs and how landing page is key. Look at this site. Okay, it's horrible. It's really, really bad. There's this big header here and the color with this yellow outline. Click to order the new issue. Now this is the new issue, I'm assuming. And why is it here? You have this big times over here. The color contrast is horrible, and it's just boxes. It's a box, it's a box, it's a box, and there's a rectangle here, and the font looks really bad. It's really, really not nice, right? There's so much that a person could like open a site and they would not want to go further with this because of the landing page. Landing page is key. If you landed on this site, you probably go to another site. I'm going to show you what a good site looks like. Look at this. This is amazing. It's so simple. It's so modern. It's clean. We're talking about clean and simple designs. That's what a clean and simple design looks like. It's this. There's this dot here, right, and a horizontal line here. Even though if you just think about it without these, the page it looks empty. Adding this little touches right here, it's such a heavy like impact on the overall like look of the landing page and the contrast, the black text and a white background. And then here we have a call to action. See, it says start from here. That's a really important thing, a call to action. And you look at this, it's it's very minimal and it doesn't have too much. It's not like throwing everything at you. It's so clean. So I think that if you want to build a site, make sure it has like this sort of vibe and a theme and atmosphere of very clean. And I recommend you guys follow these when you do start to make more and more websites for actual companies. It's a good idea to start with these. Um, oh, when I was on the phone with a few of the tech experts, the web developers I was talking to, one of them actually said that it's important to tell your viewers about today's world and using site developers, things like Wix, Weebly, those that make your sites for you. I'm not saying don't use them, because if you got here through my Wix site, you would see I used it. But I want to talk about why I use that is to show you that the amount of freedom you have is not as much you get if you code the website yourself. If you code the site yourself, and you have this vision in your head, you can really bring it out by because you know what you want and you know what you have to do to get there. But using a different like things like Wix, Weebly, those things they show you what they can do, and then you have to maybe change your vision to suit what they want. But this way, it's completely up to you how you want to look and everything like that. So he was just saying that not many people use code today, and that is true. Many of them use Wix and things like those. But if you think of any really big company, right? A big company like Apple or Google and these really big companies, I don't think that their sites are made using Wix, because I think it's kind of unprofessional, unprofessional to use Wix, not Wix, just generally any site developer. So I guess that this is it. This is the end. I really had a good time making it. It was really, really fun to build the whole website and teach you guys, and I hope you guys learned something, because if you didn't learn anything, then I have wasted my time here. and I have not been a good teacher. So I really hope you guys learned something little. I hope you guys have some knowledge you didn't have before entering. You guys can now rewatch the course, or maybe even if you've already learned it all, maybe you're a fast learner. I'm really not, but maybe you are a fast learner. You guys can already go out there and use some knowledge and build a website. But I hope you guys learned. I really hope you guys learned something. If you liked it, definitely pursue it. It's a great thing. It's very, really, very, very important in today's world of online activity, and the increase in digital connectivity around the world. It's really increased, so it's really important to have a skill like this, and hope you guys liked it. So please do pursue it if you enjoyed it. If you didn't, then don't, because it's not for everyone, right? There's a lot of things that other people like, not everyone likes, so it isn't for everyone. But if you did enjoy it, please go ahead and learn it. If you didn't, maybe you guys can check out backend coding. Maybe you'll be more into that stuff. So I guess that's it. The end of this. um, it's been really fun. I hope you guys learned. So, all right, bye.